and welcome to episode 5 of season 2 of A Brief History of Nothing. I'm in fact James.
And I'm not James. I'm better looking, I'm Ray.
He's more delusional than I am. Right, we have some silver here that's been corroded. It's got some tarnishing on it. I don't know if you can see that. As you can see, we have a knife for cutting wedding cake and a trowel for doing similar things with. And we're going to do an experiment. English is a bit hard for me. To basically redox reaction to reduce the silver, i.e. turn it back into silver, and oxidize these aluminium trays, which will react, which are which we're going to sacrifice to. So what we need to do, can you grab that teaspoon please, Father? Right. Well, I need you to stir. Someone needs to stir.
Alright.
No,
No, yes.
And generally you put water in first.
Okay.
Alright, so we're going to put water in these.
Will be no longer demineralised, will it?
Just enough to cover the tops of them. And that's... Yeah, that's it. And we need a bit more for this one. I don't think this is going to cover it. We'll have a look. These trays are going to be very heavy. Alrighty. Hopefully nothing leaks.
Okay.
Because, look, my housemate and I's landlord is going to be very angry with if it does. Alrighty. So, sprinkle a bit in here of bicarb. And I don't have a teaspoon. I'm probably going to have to use my finger. Oh no.
I have a teaspoon.
You have a teaspoon. So, we'll leave that go. We'll check on them at the end of the episode. We'll see how that runs.
Right, so that's enough stirring now?
That's enough stirring, I think. I probably could use a little more, but hopefully. Let's fingers crossed this works. How much do I owe you if this doesn't work?
Oh, many thousands.
Many thousands? Okay.
Many thousands. Okie dokie!
Right, we've had a little bit of an issue in Africa.
Yes. Our world famous dentist, Walter Palmer, went out, had a little hunt with a bow and arrow, and he paid $55,000 for the privilege, US, and got a guide to, well, he may not have got the guide but the guide lured Cecil the lion out of a national park in Zimbabwe, and dear Walter shot Cecil with his bow and arrow, which is not really the done thing, and poor Cecil wasn't killed outright. He actually bled out. That's how he died.
Well, he was alive for 40 hours, and they shot him with a rifle.
Mm.
Yeah, that's disgusting. And
yes.
There has been a lot of outcry.
Yeah.
Because people have actually gone to his, because he's a dentist.
Yes. Well, Mia Farrow actually released his the address of his dental practice on social media, and so no shortage of people went to visit his dental practice. So he's had to close that down and go into hiding.
Yeah.
But other celebrities like Australian cricketer like Glenn McGrath shot an elephant earlier this year and posed in front of it.
You're
why?
a dick. I'm sorry, but
Why?
if you do that, you're a dick.
Yes, essentially, yes. I can't understand, and there's been a couple of other American families who have posed in front of the entire family, children and all, posed in front of dead animals that they had shot in Africa. I don't understand why you would want to kill defenceless animals. Okay, it's fair if you can harm the animals. That would be fair.
Or if you're surviving and you're hunting for food.
Well,
you know, if you're even as a vegetarian, I'm a vegetarian. Even I can understand it. If you're stuck in the wilderness and you need to eat, hunting for food would be acceptable. Yes. But trophy hunting, I don't. Even though in Zimbabwe it's legal, but the way they did it is illegal. and they have the guides have been charged with poaching. So
Yeah, it's just disgusting, and anybody who shoots defenceless animals, I think it's just low life.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Now we've been doing a lot of including just this. We've been doing battery experiments, making batteries, homemade batteries and things.
Yes, well, which we will continue.
Which we will continue to do.
Yes, ambitious but rubbish, to quote a Jeremy Clarkson saying.
Yes. Right, I just wanted to clear up oxidation and reduction because people get the words very confused.
Okay.
So, when someone says the word reduction, what do you immediately think of?
Well, being as I was originally a chef by trade, I think of a sauce.
You reduce the sauce. You reduce the volume of the sauce. You boil off the water.
Yes.
Right, but to reduce in common terms means to make less of something.
Yes.
Not in chemistry.
Okay.
Okay. There's two. So in redox, which is the short version of reduction oxidation, that's reduction is when something gains electrons. So a silver in here is going to gain electrons.
Okay.
So from silver oxide, so silver ions, they're going to gain electrons and they're going to become silver atoms.
Right.
The aluminium is going to get oxidized.
Okay.
So it's going to have. So that's where it is, and that's where a lot of that confuses a lot of.
So what does the bicarb soda do?
It's just an electrolyte. It just so electrons can. So it conducts electricity, basically.
Okay.
That's what it does. Anyway,
Okay.
what happened on this day?
What happened on this day?
Well, the first one we've got a sad one to start with.
Well, we'll go in
Yeah,
we'll go in order.
We'll go in order. Yeah.
Yeah. The Weimar Constitution in Germany was adopted on this day in 1919.
What was that?
Well, up until that point, essentially Germany was during World War One was essentially a military dictatorship, and before that was a monarchy, and then at the end of World War One, it then became a republic, and so it then had to then draft a constitution to go with
the Republic.
The Republic and Parliament.
Which worked really well, by the way.
Yes, it lasted from 1919 till 1932.
So yeah, yes, it lasted slightly less than 20 years.
Yes.
That worked. That didn't. That's a bit of a fail. That one.
Yeah, that's a bit of a fail. That
bit
one.
of a fail.
Yes. Now, on this day in 1934, Alcatraz prison became a federal civilian penitentiary. Up for the previous couple of decades, it had been a military prison, and the island of Alcatraz was actually discovered by the Mexicans, and they named it the Island of Pelicans, which Alcatraz is basically the pelican part of it. So I don't do Spanish, so I can't give you the whole.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we struggle with English, so
yeah. Yeah. Yes. Now, 1952, King Hussein succeeded to the Jordanian throne.
And I have no idea who that guy is. We're talking a lot about history on something called the history of nothing.
Yes. 1967, US pilots were given the clearance to bomb Hanoi in North Vietnam. That worked well, other than killing a lot of civilians.
No, that didn't. That wasn't the thing. It's sort of like the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It stopped the war, but
No, it didn't even stop the war.
No.
Okay. Now, 1972, the last US ground combat unit departed Vietnam. And on a brighter note, for those who are into hip-hop, it was invented on this day in 1973 by DJ Kool Herc, a.k.a. Clive Campbell.
Because that's you have a thing. You're going to be a hip hop artist, and you're going to be Clive Campbell, the hip hop artist.
Yeah. No. You're probably going to be Kool Herc. Yes.
Yeah, you're probably.
Now, one of my favourite movies was premiered.
Which is really boring, by the way.
American Graffiti. Excellent movie.
No,
Excellent movie.
no, it's not. Who directed? Who?
George Lucas.
Yeah, I thought it was because later, yes, his later work was better. The whole the Star Wars thing that he did. That's
Yeah,
a
but
much
it would have
better-
been better with loud exhaust pipes and twin carburetors.
Well, see, carburetors don't work in space because they're meant to mix air with fuel.
What about tuck and roll upholstery?
Oh, you could have, but it wouldn't have. It would have just looked silly on the Death Star.
White wall tyres?
I can imagine, and I can imagine the Millennium Falcon with 4 white wall tires
And chrome rims.
and chrome rims, of course. Yes.
Yes.
What?
Yes. Okay.
And
We forgot. The Smithsonian Institute was established on this day in 1846.
mhm.
1984, Ronald Reagan had his best go at starting World War III when thinking that a microphone was switched off, was not actually not, and he joked that they were going to start bombing Russia.
yes,
in a
yes,
few
of
minutes.
course. Annoy Soviet Russia. That's how you win friends and influence people,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Didn't like that at all. They didn't.
No, they had a
Strangely
problem
enough.
with it.
Yeah, they did. Really
Okay.
thought that idea sucked. And sadly, on this day last year, we lost Robin Williams, the actor and comedian. He suicided on this day.
Mm.
which is
Anyway, so who was born? Who got born?
who got born? Well,
My Spronglish is most goodly.
yes, wrongly. Now, Mary of York, English princess. She came into the world on this day in 1467. Everybody remembers Mary. A mere 200 years later,
Oh, only two centuries later.
yes, Anna Maria Luisa de Medici, the last of the Medicis, was born in 1667. 1870, Tom Richardson, legendary English cricketing fast bowler. I love cricket and I've never heard of him, so he can't be too legendary.
Well, I've never heard of him, but I don't like cricket, so
Yes. Enid Blyton was born on this day in 1897. Everybody
Yes.
knows who Enid Blyton is.
yes, I grew up with Enid Blyton books. Yes, I remember her. And some dude, American guy, I don't know who he is.
Charles William Paddock. He was a sprinter. He was a 100 metres world record breaker and 2 times gold medalist in the 1920 Olympics. Now, actor Lloyd Nolan. One line that amused me in a movie he was in.
Yes.
In the movie, this scenario is that Tuesday Well played his daughter and she got pregnant out of wedlock, and we're talking the early 60s, so that was very tut-tut. So Lloyd Nolan, the actor, his character, and his wife, who I can't remember what her name was, they decided to say that the baby was his, and one of his friends described him as a gay old blade. Well, today, of course, that would be insulting, but then the word gay meant sharp.
Oh, sharp.
Yes, so he was a,
Yeah.
he was a sharp blade.
Alrighty.
Yes. Yes, he was born on this day in 1910. He was in Tree Grows in Brooklyn, Peyton Place, and a television series that I quite like. He played a doctor, and it was called Julia, and it starred Diane Carroll.
Mike Douglas. I've heard of this guy, but I think I've seen him. Born in Chicago.
He was a talk show host in America. Mike Douglas. He was quite big. The Mike Douglas show. Alex. That was in 1925. In 1921, author Alex Haley was born. Probably Roots was the best known book that he wrote.
Mm.
In 1937, Anna Massey.
Yeah.
I think she was English. She was born. The actress was born. Member of the Guess Who, James Cale was born on this day in 1943. Now, if I told you that
Terry Bollea,
Terry Bollea was born on this day in 1953.
you'd probably go, who the dickens is that?
Yes.
But if we tell you Hulk Hogan,
Was born on.
yes, yes, that's his actual Terry Bollea is his legal name.
Yes. Yes.
And Chris Hemsworth,
Yes.
known for playing Thor, born in 1983.
In Melbourne.
Yes, and interesting with Thor's hammer, if it was actually for real, the tidal forces would rip everything around. So because it was supposed to be born in a dead star, in a dying star, so if it was actually made out of a neutron star, the tidal forces, even its size, would just tear everything to shreds.
Okay. There you go. And then last but not least, an American actress, Alison Stoner, was born on this day in 1993. Alright, now how are we going with...
Well, we haven't made a huge amount of inroads, although, what do you reckon? That's probably... Whoops, I'm dripping on the floor here. What do you... That's probably a little bit better, isn't it?
Yeah, it's made a slight mark.
It's made a slight difference, but not a huge one. That's looking a little bit shinier.
Yes.
But, yeah, it takes a while. This water's quite cold, so it's not gonna, you know... And of course, if we used salt, but the trouble is, then we'd corrode the aluminium and it would just be leaking all over the floor,
Yes.
which would be bad.
Yes.
Yes. Anyway, well, that's us for another week.
Okay.
If
you like us, subscribe.
Yes, and put your comments and
We
what
love
you want to
comments.
see, what you want us to talk about, etc. Anyway,
And next week we're going outside.
there's outside this room.
Yes, this outside this room. We're actually going to a shopping centre. We're going to come to you live from a shopping centre in the southern suburbs of Brisbane in Queensland, Australia. All right.
Yes, it's low budget, so that's what we
Yeah,
afford.
we literally spare no expense on this show.
Anyway, all right. See you on the dark side.
We have cookies.